What up, YouTube? Jade up here, and guys, today's kind of a crazy day because I kind of did something. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, so I rented this truck and this trailer so I could buy this 2023 Indian Challenger Dark Horse. Guys, I'm super stoked. I can't tell you how happy I am. I finally pulled the trigger on one of these bikes, and yeah, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm super happy. I just can't get enough of it. Came over here to Imotorports in Elmhurst, Illinois, suburb of Chicago. These guys were great. I'll go more into that later. But yeah, drove up here today to get this, and now we're riding back to Ohio. Oh, 6 hours. I left this morning after I picked this up, and now I got to ride back, drive back about a 6 hour drive, so it's going to be late. All right, guys, so I made it back to Ohio last night. It was super late. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, we, excuse me. We got everything unloaded last night, and man, she is a beauty. So excited. Me and Ryan's actually coming over, and we're going to go for her first official ride, and I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty excited about that. We're going to see how it does. Got to break her in. Like I said, I called my local Indian dealership. It looks like it's about a 2-week lead time on getting service done. So I figure it's possible I'll put more than 500 miles on it within the first 2 weeks, but I think we'll be okay. Probably just going to be doing a lot of riding back and forth to work right now. Like I said, it's a beautiful day today. Gorgeous. Supposed to rain tomorrow. Boo. So, like I said, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, guys, this is awesome. All right, guys. So, like I was saying, 2023 Challenger. Pretty awesome. 2023 Indian Challenger. Dark Horse in the black smoke. It is an awesome bike, guys. Oh. Okay, so anybody that's been watching my channel knows that I've been wanting one of these bikes for a long time, and I was able to finally get one, and I'm going to tell you basically how this all transpired. Okay, guys, so basically this is the rundown of what happened and how I was able to do this. So, everybody knows the story. I did a demo day for Indian, and I've been just obsessing over the Challenger for almost 2 years now. So anyway, basically, I've been in talks with Imotorports up in Elmhurst, Illinois for a little while. They had a lot of positive reviews for their sales. Can't speak for the service, but I know their sales. Everybody was saying they were doing pretty good. I also like the idea that they have a 1 million mile powertrain warranty that is included in every new Indian motorcycle. So, you know, that to me, I love the peace of mind of that. I mean, obviously, if you're going to tune your bike and do a bunch of performance stuff, it's probably not going to mean much to you. But for someone like me who, I don't know how deep I'm going to get into this bike yet. I know I want to put some slip-ons on it, but we'll get in what I want to do to the bike later in the video. But basically, they had some leftover 2022s that I got an email from them about, and I inquired about a 22 Challenger Dark Horse that was in Thunder Black, and when I called them about it, they were like, hey, you know, it had basically already been sold. It wasn't officially sold, but it was already pending, and so I'm like, okay, not a problem, not a problem. We'll, it is what it is, you know? So I had a number in mind of how much money I wanted to have saved up to put as a down payment on this bike. And I was pretty close. I wasn't quite there yet, but I figured with the discounted 2022, I could kind of make that up in some form or another. It didn't work out. So, but the guy on the phone's like, "Hey, man, what if I could get you a good deal on a 23?" And I'm like, "Well, I'll listen to any offer you guys have, obviously, but the deal's got to make sense." Fast forward, we had talked about pre-ordering me a bike, and they were going to discount that. And the only thing bad about it was the big appealing thing that was going on is the promotion that Indian has going on right now. The 6 months, no interest, 7 months, no payments. That, to me, I'm like, well, that's basically a free riding season on a bike, and you can literally pay anything you want towards principal in that 6 months, and it goes straight to principal, and then obviously when you start paying on it, you can refinance. There's no prepayment penalty or nothing like that. But they didn't have any black ones in stock, so that was a problem. They had a couple. They had the Indy Red, I believe, and they had the Titanium Smoke in stock. But I told them, like, well, are you going to give me the same price as the Thunder Black? And they're like, well, the paint. I'm like, yeah, but that's the whole thing. This bike's getting painted anyway. That was half the appeal of getting a black one, was that it's the cheapest color. So nothing there. So we talked about pre-ordering. There was going to be like I said, they were giving me a pretty good deal on that, and I'm like, yeah, but here's the problem. Within, I can't remember, they said the current lead time from Indian was 30 to 45 days for the bike. I'm like, okay, so we don't know what promotion's going to be available when the bike gets shipped to you guys, because they can't really start a financing on it until the bike has a VIN number, and they won't receive that VIN number until the bike actually ships from Indian to this dealership. So I'm like, well, that just kind of, I don't know how I feel about that. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of my plan. So I just kind of let it go. So they called me back about 2-3 days later, and they're like, hey, look, we just got in a Thunder Black Smoke Dark Horse Challenger. It's still in the crate. And they're like, can we make a deal on this bike? So we went back and forth, we haggled. I was able to finally get what I considered a very, very, very fair deal. I paid well below MSRP for the bike. I think these bikes are MSRPing right now for like $29,500, I think, and it was a substantial bit below that. I was able to, once again, it's a brand new Indian from this dealership, so they were able to, it included the 1 million mile powertrain warranty, which I really like, and I was also able to get a good deal on some additional warranties that just, once again, peace of mind for me. I got an additional 5 years fender to fender. Indian's standard warranty is a 2-year fender to fender warranty, where this extends that by 5 years. So 7 years fender to fender. That includes the electrical, all that stuff, which, let's face it, these Challengers, they are amazing machines, but they have been known to have some electrical gremlins. On that note, it also came, as long as I own the bike, I have lifetime battery replacement. As long as I don't have to have the battery replaced in the first 6 months, no cost to me. And these bikes' batteries have been questionable, to say the least, so that seemed like a good deal. And then also I had tire and wheel replacement for 3 years. And I didn't pay a lot of money for all 3 of those items. So if anything happens inside of that time frame where it affects any one of those 3 things, battery, tires, wheels, or just anything on the bike, it will have paid for itself in full. You figure the average motorcycle per hour rate right now is somewhere between $150 to $250 an hour. That's a lot of money. So, like I said, the guys over there, and I worked with Mike K. He was the sales rep that I worked with. He was very accommodating, very helpful. Robert, I worked with him. He was fantastic. We had a Zoom call on getting all the particulars in order and everything. That was fantastic. And then basically they gave me the option. They're like, okay, how we're going to get this bike to you, it's up to you. We have several different methods. They will ship these bikes. If you buy, the new Indian, they'll ship them anywhere in the 48 for free. It's included in your deal. They have to, after they prep the bike, clean the bike, they'll crate the bike up, and then they use a logistics company. Where I live in Ohio, unfortunately, they were going to probably have to offload that somewhere around Indianapolis, because that's the route they take from their store from Chicagoland down to like the Florida area. And they were going to have to probably have a third-party carrier bring it to me. And they said this could take anywhere from a week and a half to 2 weeks. Could be even longer than that. And I'm like, I consider myself a pretty patient person, but I didn't want to have to wait around for 2 to 3 weeks on my bike that I just spent a substantial amount of money for. So there was that. I didn't like that option, and so they're like, well, we could do a fly-in ride. You fly into Chicago O'Hare, and we'll pick you up, and then you can just ride the bike home. I had considered that option, but once again, I'm not a huge fan of riding in Chicago. Unfortunately, I drive the truck through Chicago all the time, and people out there don't really see the 80-foot car hauler that's bright red, let alone a 6-foot black motorcycle, so I kind of didn't like that idea. I could have taken back roads, but I really just wanted to go up and get the bike and bring it home. So the third option was, basically, I come up, I get a trailer, and I bring it back. Well, that had all its own things, too, and they reimbursed me for my gas to come up there, which I'm like, you know what? I can make that work. So Friday after work, I left. I went to the airport. I rented a pickup truck from Enterprise. I drove on 70 heading towards Chicagoland, or Indianapolis for that matter. I stopped not too far from where I live. I picked up a U-Haul trailer, and I literally headed off to Chicagoland Friday. I got there Friday evening, about an hour before they closed. Like I said, everybody was super nice, super accommodating. Shook hands with everybody, went over all the paperwork, all the fine print. Any questions I had were answered. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if you've never actually been to Imotorports there in Elmhurst, they have a very nice dealership. Like, it is a massive dealership, a huge selection of Indians, a huge selection of used bikes. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not being whatever. I'm just saying, like, I am a very honest person when it comes to my experiences with dealerships and things like that. Like I said, I'm an auto hauler, so I constantly work with auto dealerships all the time. So I take customer service at dealerships very serious. And these guys were great. Like I said, we signed all the paperwork. I had to call and put insurance on the bike. Got that emailed to them right away, and then we literally loaded it up. And I took off and started heading back to Ohio. I got back here about 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, early Saturday morning. And then, like I said, Saturday here, I got some sleep. A buddy of mine, Ryan, Ryan, he came over with his Kawasaki, and we went on a nice little 100-mile ride. We rode around, and I was in the process of breaking this bike in. So we had a wonderful ride. It was beautiful weather. Unfortunately, can't say the same for today. It's rainy, and thank God I got my grass mowed finally, but it's not, the weather is not great right now. So that's basically how all that happened. Like I said, my experience with Imotorports sales specifically, I have no experience with their service or anything, but like I said, their sales, those guys were great. I would not hesitate to recommend somebody to them or use them again for a motorcycle in the future. So anyway, yeah, guys, like I said, I've got my dream bike, and I'm super excited. I'm excited about it. I've got a lot of plans for this bike, so you guys are probably like, well, what are you going to do to the bike? So I'm going to go down a couple of things that I want to do, I'm thinking about doing. And like I said, guys, if you have recommendations, ideas, or whatever, leave me a comment down below. I try to get back to everybody in the comments that I can. So, hook that up. The first thing I've got to do, I've already got it ordered. I had to get a backrest. For this. My wife, she does not ride without a backrest. She rode yesterday over to my dad's house, and she's like, that was fun, but I need a backrest. And I'm like, nope, that's fine. That's fine. I've already got one ordered from Indian. Indian's running a spring deal right now. You'd have to look on their website, but it's like for $100, it's $20 off. For anything over like $500 or $200 is like $50 off or so. I don't know. You'd have to look, but I got the deal. I got about $150 off of the backrest and everything. I also want to put the luggage rack that comes on the detachable backrest on here as well, but I'll get that later. I just more or less want the backrest for now so she can ride on this and feel secure. Another big thing, heel shifter. Heel shifter, heel shifter, heel shifter. I think I'm going to start with the Indian heel shifter, the Pinnacle heel shifter for this bike, and then we'll see how that goes. And if for some reason I don't like that one, I might wind up doing the Kiriakin one. I've heard pros and cons on both of them. I like heel shifters, so hopefully one of them it will work good enough for me where I want it to, for me to use. Hopefully it works. I also would like to do a set of pipes. I'm thinking real serious about the Lloyd's signature slip-ons. I've heard a couple of YouTube clips of the Lloyd's pipes, and it's got a really low grumble to it that I'm looking for. I want it to be a little bit louder than stock, but I do not like obnoxiously loud pipes. The tabs sound really good. I've heard the tabs with the zombie baffles, and I'm sorry, to me that's just a little too obnoxious. As it sits right now, I do not plan on changing the cat out on this bike or anything. Don't really think I'm going to need to. But that's something I'm looking forward to doing. I'd like to get the flared windshield. This is the stock 11-inch windshield. I would like to get the flared 11-inch windshield. That's on my list. I think eventually here I already have a second seat for this that I ordered a while ago in anticipation of buying this bike, because I'm thinking I'm going to do a Russell Daylong seat. And you have to send in your seat to Russell Daylong while they build the seat, and I don't want to be without the bike when and if we ever get that seat made. So, yeah, we're going to probably do that. So I have a spare seat already. It's back here somewhere, but I have a spare seat already, so when we send the stock seat in to be done to Russell Daylong, that we have a seat that we can use and ride while we're waiting on the seat. The Custom Dynamics bag lights, that is going to be an absolute must. That's something I'm probably going to order next week or something of that nature. I'm going to have to take them off when I go to paint the bike, but I love the way they look, and on this bike, especially that is black, I am very much all about more visibility, more safety, making sure people see you. So those Custom Dynamic bike bag lights are awesome. That's what I plan on putting on here, so that's going to happen here soon. Rear crash bars. That's another big one for me. I want to put the rear crash bars on here. It already comes with the front crash bars on here, thank God, because, in 2022, Indian came to their senses and realized there's no reason for them not to have crash bars on the Dark Horse, on the front at least. So there's that. Like I said, guys, everything else, there's a few things I'm considering. I'm considering HomeLink and a few other little things. I don't have absolute, those are my absolute. I know I'm doing those things to it, hopefully within the next year plus. There might be other things along the way. I don't know. Something else I'd like to do. I want to put the Pursuit rear brake pedal on this bike. It has a peg. I tested a Pursuit at a demo day, and I much prefer that fat brake pedal. So that's something I'd like to do as well. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my short list of things I'd like to do. Once again, I love this bike. I'm not going to go over specs and stuff. If you guys want to see a full-on in-depth tour of the bike, let me know. I want to put out a bunch of YouTube videos with regarding this motorcycle, how-to things. We've gotten so much great response on some of our other motorcycle how-to videos, you know, that I want to continue that with this bike. And like I said, this is the first of many, and I want to document in detail how to do these mods and things of that nature. If there's stuff you guys want to see, please leave me a comment. Let me know. I hope, like I said, I'm hoping to get these videos uploaded a lot more often. Like I said, I know it's been a little bit since I've posted anything, but a lot of it's been busy and not really having a whole lot of things to post lately. So hopefully that's going to change now. I really want to start documenting everything on this bike and all that and show you guys whatever you want to see. So please leave me a comment, suggest videos. What would you like to see regarding this Challenger? Like I said, I know I'm going to do a build series when we go to get the bike painted. I'm going to show you how to take off literally every single panel that's going to be painted on this bike in detail. How to do it. Like I go on Facebook, or not Facebook, but YouTube, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm out of curiosity. How do you remove the rear fender on this bike? There's not a single video how to do it. So these are the kind of videos that I want to put in place so guys can see and possibly use to make their to help repair their own bikes, but also to just curious how to see it. So anyway, yeah. All right, guys, so should we do a quick cold start? Let's do a quick cold start. All right, guys, let's do a quick cold start. We'll wake her up. She's gonna wake up. There she goes. I love how this screen opens up. Indian motorcycle. Love it. Love it. All right, let's start her. That's the fuel pump priming. I freaking love the front end of this motorcycle. I just want to point that out. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for me on this video. Like I said, this is just the first of many videos. It went way longer than I anticipated, but like I said, I wanted to show you guys what I've been up to, what's going on, and yes, I now own this bike, and I'm super excited. So, like I said, if you have any questions, please leave me suggestions, share these videos, let people know what's going on. I want to keep bumping them subs up. You guys are awesome, and like I said, until the next video.